Howdy howlers, it's Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voight. I write horror and I'm a witch and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. Today I'm not combining any of that. I'm just drinking coffee and talking witchy stuff. I packed my book, so the idea of going through my luggage just to get the book back out is not enticing to me. So, hi Nicole. Want to join me on screen for coffee? Oh, do I? I don't feel pretty. I really don't. I don't feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. I don't feel pretty or witty or wise. Yeah. I'm going to be super. Oh, hi, Christina. Why, thank you. I'm wearing last night's makeup, so there's that. I'm going to look up my witchy interview questions. Witch interview questions. 5 witch interview questions. I'm at Glassdoor. Oh, Switch. Okay. No, that did not count. I'm gonna broadcast this thing. Doing stuff around the house, so lame. And I pity any girl that isn't me tonight. Yeah. Absolutely. I forget who I am. All right, let's look for. Why not? All right. Frequently asked questions about being a witch. Yes, there are such things as silly questions. All right. Do you worship the devil? No. No, I do not. Oh, that's harder to see. Okay. Gonna go see the Hub mine today. So stoked for me. Sleeping in my own bed will feel so nice. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You bet. I do not worship the devil. Quite the opposite, in fact. I do, however, worship. Well, worship is a strong word. I work with Kernoon, who the Catholic Church looked at and created Baphomet to try and demonize paganism. So there's that. And no. But hooray for getting the house stuff done and having house stuff in which having a house in which to have stuff to do. Yay. Do you worship nature? I don't worship. I honor. I work with, but I wouldn't say I worship. Close some of these extraneous windows. Do you put spells on people? Only if they ask for it. I am going home to my blanket fort. We'll also miss Papa Zako's random words of wisdom. He is currently chapter leader in his local Buddhist community. Do I dance naked under the moon? Sometimes. If given the opportunity. What does your pentacle mean? Is it an evil symbol? It means the 5 elements. It means the 4 directions. It means just the power that's in all of us, really. And it is not an evil symbol. Gish, I dance naked everywhere. Amen. Bailey found a lemon head. She says it's yummy, but it's the cutest sour face in the world. It's beginning to differ. Begging to differ, rather. That's adorable. Adorable. If I'm naked, I'm dancing. It's a good life thing. Do you sacrifice animals? Not anymore. Oh, she actually answers these questions. A religious sky clad, a religious type of nudity, yeah. All right. Nope. A beginner's guide. When did everyone become a witch? I don't want to subscribe. Fucking paywall. The Modern Witch's Guide to Happiness. That worries me. 10 tips for newbies. All right, let's eat this alive. You don't need someone else to make you a witch. Some covens actually do believe in initiation. There's a tradition of studying for a year and a day before dedicating yourself to the craft, but it's not really necessary. That's true. Initially decided. Oh. Still, once the time was up, I just did a little self-dedication ritual for myself more than anything else, and that was that. No one else's approval required. There are a lot of weird trappings in Wicca that I don't agree with. Read selectively at first. I say read selectively in general. Usually I would say read all the things, but unfortunately there's a lot of cultural appropriation and just plain misinformation out there about witchcraft, Wicca, and their history. I guess because so it's up to the reader to decide what's bullshit and what's not. Scott Cunningham. Also take the books with a grain of salt, One talks about a practice you don't like, need, or feel comfortable with, leave it. Yeah. Start small. There's so much information out there and it's seriously overwhelming to start with, but you don't need to be a big, bad, experienced witch in order to work an effective spell. Absolutely. Start small with materials you already have, or learn the meaning of a new herb at a time and use that. Some of the most effective spells and rituals I've done have just been me, a candle, and the moon. Don't let a lack of experience or things stop you from working your magic. Absolutely. Find your community. Guess where that community is? Woo! And I wouldn't call us a coven, right? But hi, LR. It gets a bit dangerous in the shower, but hey. No, that's not where the broom goes. Shower mats, not just for infantile and elderly anymore. Indeed. Indeed. You don't need a lot of stuff. It's absolutely true. And she wrote a post about spiritual shit she wasted money on, which is kind of an important talk, I think. Because I know a lot of witchy people who just buy and buy and buy all their stuff, and they don't need it all. Of course, I'm calling myself out in this, but I have all these tools that I'm probably not going to use. Write it down. Absolutely. Book of Mirrors. It's okay if your beliefs change. Absolutely. Your Book of Shadows doesn't have to be perfect. Absolutely. It's a notebook. If you make pretty pages, then you make... It's like bullet journaling, right? In fact, there are lots of witchy bullet journals. You make it work for you. So if what works for you is just a journal, then keep a journal. If what works for you is an encyclopedia-like outline, template, then do an encyclopedia, template. But the point is to make the book work for you. Yeah, honestly, though, a grimoire or a Book of Shadows. See, so that speaks volumes that she knows the difference between a grimoire and a Book of Shadows, which is nice. It's just for you, no one else. And since all of us are imperfect, and it's totally okay for your book to be imperfect too. The most gorgeous grimoire in the world is totally pointless if you don't actually use it for fear of screwing it up. If you're really concerned, though, do what I do and have a million different grimoires that you use for like all the things. And then the main's one that you put pretty stuff in. Oh, that's interesting. So like a fancy version and then like a bullshit version. Don't appropriate closed cultures. Yeah, she actually mentions a very important aspect. Native American spiritualities in particular tend to be appropriated, but you can find a way to incorporate basic beliefs into your practice without outright taking from a closed culture. For example, you can say smoke cleansing or caning instead of recaning, rather, instead of smudging, or animal guides instead of spirit animals. And like I said, it can be hard to know what you can and can't use because so much witchcraft is a blend of things taken from historical cultures. If you don't know if something is is appropriation or not, look it up, especially if you're a white person. We've stolen enough from other cultures already. Number 10, you don't need to know everything. So there's no such thing as knowing everything, in my opinion. Like, you're always learning. Even masters are masters because they are always learning. The book I recommended to cover next is great about this. I guess the writer's a huge budget witchcraft. Oh, great. The book is Year of the Witch by Temperance Alden. Boom. Oh, I thought I heard a boom, but I did not hear a boom. Let's see, we're looking at Year of the Witch. Temperance Alden. Connecting to the seasons. Are you beeping? It's like beeping at me, but we're not doing anything. It's super weird. And it also covers making your own will based on your location's climate. That's a good idea, because Virginia is changing by the year. Oh, this ought to be good. I live in signs, you're a witch. Hilarity, right? Let's see. Do you have dreams that come true? Do you have apocalyptic dreams or meet loved ones that have passed? You can easily pick up on an atmosphere. That's just empathic in general. Not all empaths are witches, let me tell you. You prefer to be outdoors. That's not necessarily true. Sensitive soul. In other words, you have empathy. Again, I don't know. I don't think sensitive soul is the wording that you should use. You feel a draw to a particular animal, which is never the animal I think it's going to be. Like, my spirit guide is a hawk. It's a falcon, actually. And I'm particularly drawn to bats and foxes. I was pretty sure that my spirit animal, a spirit guide, was going to be a fox, but no, just turned out to be a falcon. Good morning, Raven. Yeah, exactly. You like making home remedies. Children and animals are naturally drawn to you. You are interested in the universe and the solar system. You like arts and crafts. You recycle. You believe in the greater good. I don't agree with most of this. It is preposterone. This is kind of interesting, actually. Which I read in a palmistry book some time ago. And I found it legit. Right hand is for kind of blasting stuff out, or your dominant hand. This is assuming that you're right-handed, but your dominant hand should be the one that's dishing it out. Your non-dominant hand should be the one receiving. Each finger is a different planet, and thus it has different things that it rules over. Yeah. Wearing rings to boost your purposes. Why it matters what finger you put your rings on. Still interested? Keep shopping. But I'm not shopping. But I'm not shopping. The greater good. Yeah. Hiya, Katarina. Hello, Katarina. Would you like to come on screen and have coffee with me? I'm just sticking around today because I packed away my book. La 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 la. I'm gonna pull some cards for today. La la. See if it'll let me. Hi, Katarina. Oh, it's giving me the fucking tutorial every time. The Magician reversed. Always with the reversed. There are those who use their abilities for continual self-gain, and through that weave illusions and lies. A reversal here might indicate that you are getting further and further away from the truth. You're in a car!
I am! We're not really driving anywhere. I'm waiting at the curb.
Oh, Cool. Thanks for joining me. Gee.
So good to see you. I do
Yeah.
not have makeup on today.
Yeah, but your glasses match your shirt, and it's cute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yay, you're packing up. You're getting to go home.
I'm good to go home. All the dancing, absolutely.
Right? And we're not even naked. What's going on?
And we're not even naked. What's going on?
I'm still getting used to I got it trimmed and it's being funny. I probably
It
put
is, it
product
is
in it. It
being
looks
funny. Yeah.
yeah, it's not. It's way too. I was going for European, oh, I've got the bangs. I'm going to be in a funky front now. It just looks like a 12-year-old boy did something bad with his hair.
I know exactly what you mean.
Looks a little better with product, but oh my god! Wow.
I got a razor cut a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I just looked like a 8-year-old boy.
My friend in college had me pose as she was doing a photo for fiction. And so she had me pose as a dude, and then the last one, I'm lifting up my shirt with the ace bandages we put on, and her teacher was like, "So is that your little brother?" And we were just like, "Did you not listen to the project you gave?"
Jeez.
That photo teacher was all kinds of special. We laughed about her a lot.
Wow.
Poor thing.
That's baffling.
Yes.
I
Were there
have
any? Yeah.
I had a college professor who so the way art history was treated in my college was it was basically like 1400s to 1940 basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then they introduced Asian studies, and the teacher, while fascinated, still did not understand. And during class one day, she's like, and you notice that Buddha, and of course she didn't know which Buddha it was. It was Siddhartha, but it's neither here nor there. That Buddha is holding a mandala, which is very much like a rosary. And I was like, I have to go.
Oh no! Oh no!
I can't. I can't sit through this. I can't.
I love college professors. They're ridiculous.
Sometimes.
Some are amazing.
Sometimes. Oh, posture check. Thank you, Nightbot.
Oh, good point. Oh dear.
So what you end up eating in the car for?
So I needed to go get money because I'm getting pecans delivered to me. I'm getting 25 pounds. No, not 25. 2 pounds of pecans for $25. There we go. My brain is Swiss cheese. I hope awesome. I can make. My goal is pecan pie, pecan cake, and a small batch of candied nuts. We'll see how it goes.
It's gonna be awesome.
I also have a ring light coming. I found one for $15. We'll see how that works too.
That's about what I paid for mine.
Oh, good.
And it was LED.
Okay, I'm not sure what. I hope I bought an LED.
Which means you don't have to replace the bulb.
Nice. Oh God. I don't know. It was a $39 one marked down to $15 on Amazon, but it's not available anymore. But it was still in my cart.
And it allowed you to purchase it?
Yeah, for the $15. It was weird. I tried to use partner's account because he's got Amazon Prime. I was like, I want this quick because I have to get some procrastinating on.
Procrastinating. Yeah.
Procrastinating. So, how is your coffee this morning? Is it still what kind of coffee do you like?
I personally like the Paul Newman organics.
Ooh.
Those are particularly good. I've been drinking Vivaldi, I think it's called.
Okay.
The
Yes.
Guatemala is the most drinkable of their flavors, and the Folgers 1850.
That one's not bad.
I
I heard
drink
it's not.
on dark, and so the mid grade was all right.
Mm-hmm.
Very nutty. And
God.
then we got the blonde for my dad because he worries about the acidity of coffee and stuff like that in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And it barely tastes like coffee.
Oh God.
It's
Does he do
so light.
cold
It's
brew?
like so light. I can't even tell there's coffee in that cup.
You should see how many grounds I add to mine. I'm like, this is not dark enough. My friend's like 2 tablespoons. I'm like, no, we're gonna add like 6. See, I went to college for friends. I don't know how expensive it was.
Well, sure. That was kind of what teachers do.
This doesn't leave much room for experimentation. It's unfortunate.
I think exercises, there's a lot to be said for exercises and prompts and stuff like that. Not everything is going to be a gem. And
Right?
that goes with anything that is creative. Like, I would say half of my art is not worth looking at.
Yeah, it's you got to write a lot of crap. If you don't have crap, that means you
I make
haven't
a lot of
written
crap.
or
So
done enough.
if it looks like I'm basically doing like nothing but good work, then just imagine how much shit work that I'm also doing.
Have you heard of the iceberg theory? I think Joe Hill talked about it, where it's the amount that you see in my book is nowhere near the amount I have written.
All the work that went behind it. Yeah, I've seen that chart. I ended up writing possibly the most misogynistic filth that I've ever produced in an effort to get into that class. The professor credited me with recognizing my audience.
Oh God. No.
In Playboy.
Ooh.
I
I'm so sorry.
I wouldn't make that a class assignment. Dear penthouse stories and stuff. Like, I don't know.
It's too bad that her professor was, or their professor. I'm not sure what the pronouns are.
It's a he.
Oh God, I'm sorry, Sir Raven. Oh, geez. Too bad that their professor was a misogynist. Yuck.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Oh God, I hate.
Well, I'm glad that you still managed to become like a, straight up, well put together personality.
Seriously. And you're still writing. Yes.
Absolutely.
Did you go to an art school? Have you mentioned where you went to school?
I went to an art school. What?
No, I was wondering. Did you go to an art school? I don't know where you went to college.
I
You
did.
mentioned it. That's so cool.
I did. That's where I got my BFA.
That's intense. I didn't even try to apply for the ACAD, the Columbus Academy of Art and Design. Do you know that
I'm
one?
familiar with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thought about it. In retrospect, I was too much of a wimp. I should have just gone for it. But I was like, I only bet on the sure things. Life isn't a sure thing. I found that out
Life
later.
isn't a sure thing. And picking that first school, especially when you're picking an art school, is really a balls to the wall, like gotta dive in head first sort of situation. Because you can do tours for the rest of your life, but unless you actually like take the big bite out of life and actually like sign the papers, like, and devote your life to debt for the rest of your life.
I'm sorry. That sucks. So true.
I'm never gonna retire. I know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe some socialist will come in and forgive our debts.
So here's the thing. Jill Biden
Hmm.
actually helps to run our Northern Virginia Community College circuit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so she has her pulse on public um, education,
Good.
like especially for higher education. And so there's a possibility that she might talk to her husband about the current state of.
Yep.
That would be really cool because it's not like she doesn't know.
Jeez. That's good. Yay. Real qualified people. I can't.
Real qualified people.
That is kind of.
So I get the impression that that's the kind of stuff she's going to talk about, because usually the first lady like takes on some kind of
Cause.
um, some kind of cause, yeah, where Melania did not do that because I don't think she understood what it meant to be the first lady for one, but that's neither here nor there. There's a lot of things that, like a lot of traditions and stuff like that, that the White House offered that he just like blew off.
Up.
There's a picture of Joe Biden with one of his dogs, who is a beautiful German Shepherd,
Mm-hmm.
and it just made me realize Trump never had a dog.
Right. He didn't want one. He doesn't want a pet. That's so weird to me.
His children are his pets.
Oh, that's smart.
Like he doesn't treat people like people. He treats people like pets.
Oof. I read, what was it? Omarosa's book.
Oh,
And that was somewhat interesting. It turns out Melania just doesn't give a fuck. Like at some
yeah.
point, she was just like, I do not care, and I'm going to make the most embarrassing statements I can to make his life miserable as possible, which was why she wore that shirt down to the hurricane thing. I
That was to
think.
piss him off because it didn't work.
Yeah, well, I'm sure pissing him off is difficult. I don't know if it's to piss him off, but more to like be an
Make him look
ass.
bad.
Yeah, something like that.
But all it's doing is making her look bad.
I know.
Melania's cause was the Be Best and anti-bullying campaign. Was it really? The
Okay.
irony, it burns. Yeah.
So bad. Oh God. Where did you find that book that you've been reading?
I actually ordered it off of Wish, which is Amazon.
No. Okay, that's
Which is
cool.
Amazon, yeah. Um, because the books are the only thing that I will get within a couple of days.
I didn't
So
know Wish had books.
they actually like have like a Prime account or something, and that's what you're paying for.
Huh.
So like I've been getting like witchy books after witchy books, like just via Amazon or via Wish. I think so. I'm considering doing the book that Nicole offered, The Year of the Witch, about making your own year,
I saw that.
which is an interesting prospect, like making your own holidays and stuff.
Oh, I like that.
And also your own like gardening plans and all of that stuff. So because I know like it's officially winter in Northern Virginia right now.
Oof. Are you going back to crisp weather now?
Yeah.
Do you like the
So I'm
cold?
hoping that I won't die in my hoodie until I get home. And then at home, I'll just be like,
Right? Get inside a very warm bath. Why? Why did I want cold?
well, hopefully it won't be that bad.
That's true. Virginia is a little bit more temperate than, say, like Michigan or something.
Hey, you're cool. Hi, Debbie.
So like this year on the holidays, creating your own holidays. So one year we used to go to my family's every year for Christmas, like
Right.
different family members. But one year my mom was like, I'm sick of traveling. It's too exhausting. We're not doing it. Let's create our own Christmas traditions. So I wanted to throw that out there as everybody's got to change up their plans this year. Invest in your own traditions. Because
That's
it's
awesome.
actually really fun. We ended up, what did we do? Everybody got to pick their favorite food and it was made. So like my sister had a pot of mashed potatoes. My dad got 7-layer bean dip. There were these cheese wontons that we used to make that I liked, and you dip in guacamole.
Yeah.
I forget what my mom liked. But anyway, so it was just like a bacchanal of food. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Because the author is in South Florida, she brings up how there is no dead season, so the wheel as it stands never connected to her. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the weather. The way the weather is right now is pretty much how it is year round. Like like 80 degrees and it's fall, and then 100
Yes.
degrees and it's so.
There's a rainy season-ish.
There's hurricane season. Yeah.
Right.
She explains how to listen to what's going on in your area and use that to build your year.
I love
I'm
that.
gonna order this book.
I am too.
Year of the Witch by Temperance What's Your Face on Amazon.
I recently ordered The House Witch, not HAUS. I did order that one too. That one I felt had less information and is more of a coffee table book. It's cute.
That's awesome.
But the new one, do you guys, what authors should we be looking at for witchy stuff?
It depends on what you're looking at doing. The last one we read, which I've already forgotten the title, even though I just read it, by Laura Tempest, something or other. Oh, come on, Sako. You just did it. But her book was a really good one that I would recommend to someone. But it's the kind of book that both higher witches, like more experienced witches rather, and beginners everybody can actually like pull something from the book and gain some kind of knowledge from it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so it's a book that's likely to stay on your shelf for quite a long time. And then you can like give it a read every couple of years or something like that and see if something new resonates with you.
I like that.
Oh my gosh, that's really bothering me. Well, I'm going to order this paperback.
The Herbologist's Guide to Witchcraft. Witchcraft for Healing. The Green Witch. I don't know, I'm just throwing titles out there.
The Green Witch, so it's great for. I actually haven't read the whole thing because I read the first chapter and I was like, The Green Witch is coming at it from a very Wiccan standpoint.
Okay.
So if you're cool with Wicca as your path, then
I don't know. Actually, I'm so new. I have no idea what the different.
I would. I'm going to be frank.
But you're
my first book was Ray Buckland's Big Blue Book. I think it's actually called The Complete Guide to Witchcraft.
Okay.
It's a big blue book, and it's basically the beginning foundational stuff for Wiccans, but there's a lot of stuff in there that is applicable to witchcraft just in general.
Nice.
So like the alphabets and the languages and the power of names I got from that. How to put together an altar.
Oh, those are very useful things.
It's all like how-tos with like getting set up as a witch so that you
Nice.
can do all the things. And then it has like ritual examples, which that's not how I do rituals. That's just how Wiccans do it. So you can kind of like skip that part of the book. But it also has like these, it has a great tools section and like how to really make the tool your own. And they have these like worksheets, like at the end of every chapter, like, what did you learn in this chapter? What, here are some questions about what we talked about, which is kind of cool because it's basically like, oh yeah, I'm also trying to be a book of shadows.
Nice. Yes.
All right, I'm going to buy this book and then I'm going to look up the damn book that I would recommend to you.
Thank you. I will have to write it down.
Place my order. Okay, thank you. All right. For Tempest. Oh. Weave the Liminal.
Weave the Liminal. That's interesting. Hang on.
She also has something called The Door to Witchcraft, which is like history and tradition and stuff like that.
That's neat.
She also did a book on sigil work.
Okay.
Which is, if sigil work is something that you want to get into, I would recommend that.
I am not sure. I like doing tarot. I feel connected to cards because my family played them like a bunch. So I've been liking that, and I'm part of a coven, part of the Queer Witch Coven.
Oh, okay.
Do you know Anna Joy? She does a little bit on YouTube. She has a little bit of a podcast, but she has not done tons. I don't know if you've seen her around. I was really shocked to see you with who? Oh, Rachel. Yesterday. I was like, yay, Sako's in Rachel's stream. Sorry, totally switched gears on you there. You went to Rachel, what's her last name? Steven.
Yes.
Yesterday morning.
Yes,
I was like, I didn't know you knew. You went to her. That was
really actually, I stumbled on her videos first.
Right.
And I've been watching her for quite a long time. And then she finally popped up live and for like 3 hours. And I was like, yes. Super win.
She's delightful. And I love her accent. It's delightful.
Yeah, her accent's delicious. Yeah.
Yes, that's a great word. Delicious.
Yeah, Weave the Liminal is, the Bacchanal.
Good. I'm going to write it on this. Weave. Turns out that this is not. Oh, that was a.
Hi, Brink. I think I'll be Lapushka. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get not annoyed, just confused. I'll be frank. Yeah. But the book that we just read, Weave the Liminal, was really good. There is only one part of the book that I was like about it, but that's just because she never did the research on it.
Oh, that's frustrating.
She's like, basically my only criticism of the book was when she actually gets to the liminal stuff. She's like, it's this mysterious thing that no one's ever going to research and blah, blah, blah scientifically. And I'm like, but they did.
Right?
They called it hypnagogia. It's a science. It's a neuroscience.
That's really cool.
And so if she would have just done a little bit more homework on neuroscience and chaos magic, and a lot of her stuff is chaos magic.
Interesting.
Also, I haven't read through it yet, and I intend to. Condensed Chaos.
The title just sounds great. I'm sold already.
Yeah, Condensed Chaos. The author is on the tip of my tongue. I also got a couple of his other books. Condensed Chaos by Phil Heim.
Philheim. Okay. I really need to write this down. I normally carry a notebook, but
Or Peter Carroll is another one that I would probably look into. But that's me personally. If you're just beginning,
yeah, but I like good books as opposed like I'd rather have it be dense and a little confusing as opposed to like fluffy and useless.
I agree. Which I can tell you which books to avoid.
Okay, that works too.
Anything by Sylvia Brown. Yeah. Anything by Silver Raven Wolf.
Ugh.
Just the name.
Generic pen name. Come on, person.
The fantasy pen name, which drives me nuts. People have their judgments regarding. Oh, who's another author that I think should die in a fire?
What is it? What's her name? The girl who recently Lindsay Ellis did a video of. She's not a witch, but she should die in an eternal flame. What's her name? Allison Kane, right?
Oh, I don't know who Allison Kane is. I'll look it up.
She writes the werewolf erotica, but the straight werewolf erotica. And she feels that she is the one who was the first to write straight werewolf erotica.
Oh.
Wow. And so then she's put a bunch of like copyright claims on a bunch of people, and she used to belong to the, what is it? Some sort of publisher, and like they now have a terrible rating from the Romance Novels Association, and apparently the Romance Novels Association went down in flames sometime last year, but is rebirthed, but also gone in two separate directions. Similar to what happened with WriterTube, I guess, and
yeah, AuthorTube like kind of went through a turbulent time come like May, June, July, and I think for the better.
Good. Yeah, you need to break it up.
I think, and it's like they went to try and make their own brand, their own community, Creator Tube, which is basically everybody who has a YouTube is a creator, right?
Yeah, that's a little broad.
So really, they just left our community, and that's probably not a terrible thing.
I feel like you guys have been really inclusive and open, and I've just been so welcomed. I can't thank you guys enough for being amazing and wonderful, beautiful people. I just feel so loved.
And I would like this to be like a safe space for people. I would like this to be like a family, like a chosen family, and to have like toxic family members, sometimes you got to cut them off.
It happens.
It happens. Yeah.
People's attitudes are interesting.
Yes, they are. I agree. suddenly feeling very called out by my nom de plume. The Omegaverse, that's all werewolves
Yes.
being alphas and betas and a bunch of other misogynistic nonsense. Gross.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like my cup of tea either. But the video Lindsay Ellis did was interesting. So.
I do declare.
So you're leaving tonight? That's exciting.
I'm leaving in the evening.
What's the first thing you're doing when you get home? Do you have a plan?
Eating dinner.
Nice. Good plan.
I'm going to try and convince my husband that pizza is the way.
Ooh. Do you have a specific pizza place you go to?
I like pizza. So my husband's going to be like, I'm going to get some frozen pizzas. And I'm going to be like, no, we're ordering.
Because now you're back in the
pizza,
land of
please.
actually good pizza, where you don't just have to choose between like Pizza Hut and Papa John's. You like can have real pizza.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Do you like the thick crust, the Chicago style, or like the oven, the wood fire pizzas? Like, where's your jam?
There is a place called Bricks where I like Bricks. Partly because their beer selection and partly because their pizzas aren't heavy on the sauce.
Nice.
Like it's just enough to like get the flavor of the sauce and that's it. You're not drowning in sauce.
Oh, that's good because it can make it too wet if you have too much sauce.
I agree. One of the videos is even Addison. Oh, wait, huh? I saw the two videos Lindsay Ellis made about the Omegaverse and the war of authors amongst it. Addison Kane being at the center of the whole mess. Addison Kane.
It's her nom de plume.
Addison Kane.
Ooh. Oh, it's not food. It's just empty. For Thanksgiving.
USA Today best-selling and Amazon top 25. Oh, sorry. That's the thing telling me I should probably wrap up.
Oh, well.
The attempt to rebrand AuthorTube into CreatorTube was well-intentioned. It was well-intentioned, but it was never going to get off the ground. It doesn't matter what you call it. People will do what people are going to do. Yeah. Just if you back off the thing, then you make actually like, fine, I'm going to go make my own special club.
Right. Fine, I'm not going to be with you guys anymore. Going into my own fort.
I'm taking my ball and going home.
That gets everybody places. Just pack up your toys and leave.
Mm-hmm. Which is, and I think some really great people got wrapped up in that.
That's too bad.
It is too bad. And maybe they'll come back. I don't know.
Maybe. Fingers crossed, right? I mean, change is inevitable.
One can hope. Okay, well, thank you all for joining us for this like super chill, super all over the place chat. I had this wonderful guest, Katarina Albrecht. If she would like to give her outro, she is more than welcome to do so.
Please, please, please make calls for the runoff in Georgia. I need it. We need it. We need a Senate majority. And if you hate that, you can write postcards. That helps too. I understand. Phone calls are not for everybody. But it really does help because we have to social distance. Okay, sorry. Shameless plug. But I'm not sorry.
And I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voigt. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. So if you are looking to market yourself as an author, or you're looking to be a witchy or a witch, please drop by my channel. I would love to see you. I might be online late tonight with Charlie Dorset. There's a chance that might be a thing. We shall be rebranded the Quill Warriors. The pen is mightier than the sword, especially if your opponent doesn't have a sword and you stab them with your pen.
I love that.
Oh, sorry. That was
Thank you so much for having me.
all the time. Super.
You're delightful. I'm so glad to get You're amazing.
It's been super great. Reading A Woman in White. I don't know what that means.
Ooh, I don't know. I haven't heard of that book, I don't think.
Please tell us more. Please tell us more.
Tell us more, tell us more. Should we get this book now?
Yeah, I know, right? Who wrote it? What is it about? All right. And I'm going to probably try and take a nap.
Do it.
Before I get on the plane. All right. Thank you again for joining us all, and we'll catch you